Welcome. As you know, my name is Dale Gordon, and I will be facilitating this conference. Diana is Warren's mom, and Warren, Mimi is a supporter for Warren, and Andrew and Linda is Andrew's mom. Lisa, you were the one who coordinated the trip, right?
Yes.
And then we have Regina and Renee and Jackie, and Steve is a supporter. Thank you all for attending. I know that this is difficult for you, but your presence will help us deal with this matter that has brought us together. This is an opportunity for all of you to be involved in repairing the harm that has been done. This conference will focus on an incident which occurred Thursday, May 31st at the zoo, and the nature of the offense was shoplifting at the gift shop. It is important to understand that we will focus on what Andrew and Warren have done and how that unacceptable behavior has affected others. We are not here to decide whether Andrew and Warren are good or bad. We want to explore in what way people have been affected and hopefully work toward repairing the harm that has resulted. Does everyone understand this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Andrew and Warren have admitted his part in the incident. Okay, and Andrew and Warren, I must tell you that you do not have to participate in this conference and are free to leave at any time, as is anyone else. If you do leave, the matter must be handled in another way, probably with however the school disciplinary policy, is carried out. This matter, however, may be finalized if you do participate in a positive manner and comply with the conference agreement. Do Andrew and Warren both understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess we can start with Warren since you're closest to me. If you can say what happened.
I went into the gift shop and I saw two monkeys and I just saw the place was crowded. I didn't think twice, I didn't think about the fact that I was getting off probation in 2 weeks. I didn't think about how stupid it would look if I got caught. I just thought it'd be cute if I got one for my girlfriend. And it was crowded, so I picked it up, walked out, and next thing the lady came out. And I didn't come clean at first, so I lied to Regina and Lisa and Renee.
What have you thought about since the incident?
I was thinking about why would I make such a stupid decision being so close to getting off probation and stuff.
Okay. And you mentioned Regina as being affected by your actions, and whom else?
Renee
Renee.
and Lisa.
Okay.
And even Jackie was affected because we were late coming back and she missed her bus.
Anybody else?
Oh, my mom. My mom was affected.
How was your mom affected?
I let her down. I was doing so good. She was proud of me and stuff. She was all bragging to my IP counselor how good I've been doing and stuff.
You mentioned that Renee and Regina and Lisa were affected. Can you tell us, okay, how they were affected? Can you tell us how Regina, Renee, and Lisa were affected?
I lied to Lisa, directly to her face too. Even when we got back, she asked me, and I was just so scared because I'm just so close to getting off probation, and I really want to get off because I've been off so long.
So Lisa was affected. She felt lied to?
When she was hurt, because she trusted
And her.
me.
And Renee, how was she affected?
I lied to her also. She knew I was lying, and I just made it out to everybody that it was just a big misunderstanding, and Renee saw right through it, and like I just continued to lie to her. I'm sorry.
And Regina?
Regina too, 'cause she's my counselor. She's my new counselor, and I let her down. We had a really good day besides that beforehand. I think that's what really let her down at the end of the day, because she didn't expect me to do such a thing.
Oh, okay. Andrew, can you respond to what happened?
Yeah, we went to the zoo, and everything was fine until the end of the day. I went to the gift shop and I saw that there was like a million kids running around, and I don't know, I thought if I could just walk out of here, it'd be no big deal. And I did.
What were you thinking about at the time?
I don't know, I wasn't really thinking, it kind of just came and went.
What have you thought about since the incident?
How stupid it is.
Who do you think was affected by your actions?
Everyone's sitting here.
Can you explain how? Maybe go through each person?
Well, Mimi and Jackie, because they gotta sit here now. Steve, because he was on vacation and he just came back to this. My mom, because this is ridiculous.
How about Regina?
I lied to her and made her look bad.
And Renee?
Same thing.
And Lisa?
Same thing, I guess.
Which is what?
Just made him look stupid.
Lisa, what was your reaction at the time of the incident?
Confusion, because they were saying that they didn't steal and that they had receipts and that they threw them out. And then the people were asking them to identify the cashier, so I was confused as to what was really going on.
How do you feel about what happened?
I thought about it, and the two feelings that I have are, number one, I'm extremely embarrassed because I had to give my name and the school name, and I wrote letters to the zoo so that we could get reduced tickets to go there. And I have to do the same thing each year with my classes, and I'm embarrassed to write another letter and to ask them for tickets because of what happened that day. And the other feeling I have is that I'm sad that I was lied to and that I knew you guys since the beginning of the year, and here it is the end of the year, and this is the memory I have to take with me after you guys leave. It's not really a memory that I want to have of the both of you. So I'm hurt on that end of it.
What has been the hardest thing for you?
The hardest thing was being lied to after I asked repeatedly and repeatedly if they stole, and they lied right to my face. That was hard.
Regina, what was your reaction at the time of the incident?
I just got scared when, the sales lady came running out and screaming, those two boys just stole out of my store. I was embarrassed too, because I was the one that let them inside.
Okay. What has been the hardest thing for you?
Well, with Warren, I didn't expect it from him. I mean, he was doing great the whole trip. No matter what I said, he listened. I mean, he cooperated the whole time. And then at the very end, with 2 minutes left, this is what happens.
Okay. Renee, what was your reaction at the time of the incident?
At first, I was confused because Warren and Andrew were both saying that they didn't they bought them, they lost the receipt. And then Lisa, Regina, and I are trying to decide what we should do because we had no idea, because they told us that the police were coming, security was coming, and we knew that we had to have the other 17 kids on the bus because they were going to miss their buses back here at school. So we had them to worry about, and then we have these two. Are the police going to take them into custody, or are we just going to stand around waiting for them? I had no idea, and we weren't getting any help from the zoo at that point. So now I felt helpless because I didn't know what to do, because we had the 17 kids, but we also could not leave Warren and Andrew at the zoo by themselves. So I guess more than anything, I was angry, upset, and I felt helpless.
What has been the hardest thing for you?
I guess at this point, trusting Warren and Andrew. Warren did come and apologize to me. Andrew has not done that. And the other thing that has upset me about Andrew is that the whole time we were standing there, he kept saying how it's no big deal, that this is no big deal. I think that when you commit a crime, it is a big deal, and that has upset me too.
How did your family and friends react when they heard the incident?
Okay, I did talk to my husband about it, and his first response was, why do you work with kids that are going to do this all the time and give you the stress and aggravation of this kind of behavior? And he suggested I look for a different type of job. And I told him, well, this is what I do.
Jackie, what was your reaction at the time of the incident?
I offered to go help them look for the receipts because, like, I really wanted to believe them, and I just didn't seem like them to steal. But they didn't want to look for the receipts. Like, they thought it was pointless, and like they were saying they didn't do it, and like part of me believed them, but then it just looked so shady. Like, because I know that if I stole or if I didn't steal and I was getting accused of it, like, I'd do anything to prove different.
You explained how you were affected when you heard about the shoplifting. How else were you affected?
When I got back to school, my bus had left, so I had to wait around here for like half hour till Renee would take me home.
How did you feel about both incidents that you described?
Well, I was just mad, especially like what happened, because it just wasn't like right what they did. Everyone was affected, like the whole trip, because we all had to sit around and wait. And about Renee taking me home, like I didn't mind Renee taking me home, but I had things to do that day. Like my IP counselor was coming over at 5, and my mom wanted me to like help her clean, and I had to call up Holland Junior High, and they had to page my sister on the intercom and call her down just to find out if she had the key, because I didn't know if my like 13-year-old sister was going to be stuck waiting outside with like nowhere to go.
And how did your family and friends react when they heard about what happened?
So I told my mom what happened, and she was just kind of like she was understanding, but she was a little like pissed off because she like likes when the house is like nice when my caseworkers come over and like when we have people over, and like I didn't get a chance to do anything like I had promised her I would do because I didn't have the time, and like she was just upset because it kind of made like her day a little more hectic because she had to help me like do the things I was supposed to do by myself. Like she was a little bit frustrated.
Okay. Steve, what did you think when you heard about the incident?
I just heard about it just this morning when I came in. I was initially very angry, particularly, when I heard Warren and Andrew's names associated with it. Just didn't think that was something that they would do, and felt really, really angry about the betrayal.
What has been the hardest thing for you?
We've gone on a lot of trips, and I've always been very proud of how the students here in our school, how we've conducted ourselves, and what people feel like when we leave, and the reputation that we leave behind us. And to have it be, to be destroyed like this is really difficult for me. And I know the work that Lisa did to get the tickets and to get them at a discounted price, and there was even some difficulty in getting the tickets, and there needed to be some back and forth. I mean, there was a lot involved in this, and I know that Lisa kind of needed to sell her program a little bit, and she did a fantastic job doing that. And then to get slapped in the face like this, that's real difficult.
What do you think are the main issues?
We've gone to the zoo on a couple of occasions, and I'd like to continue to be able to do that. And I feel like our reputation and our relationship with them has really been jeopardized. That's huge for me. A lot of times when I share with people, what I do, and they're like, oh, you work with those kids, and kind of like, some of the things that Renee, and I was like, no. These guys are fantastic, and I'll take them anywhere, because time and time again, they do what they need to do. I've gone out on trips, and there's a lot of other schools there, that aren't the bad kids, and we just do what we need to do so well. I'm so proud, and just to have that just pulled out from underneath me. I mean, that's a main issue for me.
Diana and Linda, I'm sure that this has been difficult for you. Would you like to tell us about it? We can start with Diane and then Linda.
Yeah, it's been real difficult. It inconveniences me and the family, embarrasses us. And I feel bad for him because he was doing so good with his life, and then he pulled something so, I don't even know what to call it, dumb, without thinking of the consequences that would happen afterwards. He just did it. And then after it happened, the aftermath, and he was really upset and crying. I mean, and I was, but he didn't think beforehand. Just did something so stupid. I just can't believe that he did that. And he hurt a lot of other people in the process, besides me, his family. I mean, he even inconvenienced our work. My husband and I worked. We got called off the job, had to come up here. My boss is like mad because we're in busy season, and he really needed me, and we were very backed up in work. And again, now I had to leave again today. So this is not good for me either at work, because I just started the job very recently. I've been really proud of him about his graduation, him going to CHI Institute, and just all the positive things and the good things he's been doing. I've been like so proud of. And something so stupid. I felt embarrassed, upset, angry, so many feelings. I don't know. And then I'm thinking about him. What in the world has he got himself into? And I'm scared because I'm thinking maybe they're going to take him to jail or something, because I know he's 18 and he'll be 19 in November. I'm thinking, are they going to lock him up? He's been in juvenile probation, but now he's not a juvenile anymore, and he's done something wrong. And here I'm worried about my son now. What has he done? Something so stupid. He's going to mess up his life now. There's so many different feelings.
Diana, what did you think when you heard about the incident?
I don't know. I just was like really PO'd, really mad. As soon as I heard about it, I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it.
How do you feel about what happened?
I just feel like It was really, really dumb and poor judgment on his part. He says, how... I said, Warren, I just want to say, you got to get your life together. That's what I want to tell him. He's got to stop doing stupid things. You got to care and love about yourself the way I do. He's got to start thinking more about his life, about his future, about himself. Start thinking, you know, the consequences, and I'm not a little kid anymore, and, you know, Mommy's not going to be there all the time to pick me up and pat me on the back and say, everything's going to be okay. You're a man now, and you have to start thinking like an adult.
What has been the hardest thing for you?
The hardest thing for me is like going through all this. On the holidays, I have to explain when Warren gets into trouble and they're put away somewhere or something. Where's he? I'm not going to tell everybody my business. And my mother, and I'm tired of making up excuses that he's homesick with the flu and all that, you know? He's always away. I mean, this past year, his birthday, he wasn't around. He wasn't around for Thanksgiving. He wasn't around for Christmas. He wasn't around for New Year's. He missed all those things that we did with the family. And then finally, he's, I don't know. I just want him to know that. I don't know what to say. Just so upset.
What do you think are the main issues?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I thought that, I don't know, he's just got to start thinking before he does stuff so stupid. Main issue, I guess. Well, you know what another main issue is, War? I want to trust him so much, you know, but he does stuff like this stupid stuff. And then I
You feel what?
it's like, sometimes I hate to say this, but I question things that he's saying to me and all that because of stupid stuff, you know. I don't want to feel like I can't trust my son. He's my son. I love him. But when he does stupid, sneaky stuff and dumb stuff like this, it's like, oh my God, I hope he's been telling me the truth and not bull crapping me and, you know, been honest with me. And I don't like feeling like that. And I already told Warren I don't like feeling that way about him. You know, he might break down all you guys just feel honest around here about, you know, whether you can trust him. Well, it's the same way at home. I mean, I live with him. He's my son, you know. It affects me big time. And I don't want to feel like that about my son. I love him. I want the best for him, and I hope he knows that.
Linda, I know this has been difficult for you too, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to tell us about it?
Tell you about it. I was, of course, very, very angry. I mean, Andrew's been through a lot. He's been down some really lousy road by his choice. And he's also, since he's been off probation and he's, you know, seen what being good, being honest, you know, doing the right thing has gotten him his father's trust. You know, he's getting his driver's license supposedly tomorrow. I mean, you know, working towards, you know, things that he wants. And then him to do something like this, and especially in the surrounding. How am I supposed to know that when you're off on your own and you're going to do the right thing, when you're in a surrounding with, at the zoo, with adult supervision, in a stinking gift shop, and you make the wrong decision to steal something? What happens when you're at the mall by yourself or with your friends? Am I supposed to trust that you're going to make the right decision?
How did you feel when you heard about what happened?
How did I feel? Well, considering that it was my mom who called me and told me what happened, disbelief, embarrassment, and really ticked off. And then to just stand there and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie.
What has been the hardest thing for you?
Coming here doing this. You know, the decisions that he makes ultimately affect him. Yes, they affect all of us because we all care about him, and he knows that. But ultimately, you know, these decisions, and when he turns 18 and, you know, things like this happen, Mommy's not going to be there to bail you out. Not going to be there to visit you. He knows. We've had this discussion. He knows.
What do you think the main issues are?
I'm really not sure what the main issues are. I'd really like to know what the main issues are. Obviously, there's something more to it than this. You know, whether he's afraid to have good things and whether he's afraid, I don't know. You know, trust, and he's afraid to have all that.
I'm embarrassed because we already got a bad name. It's alternative school for bad kids. You know, when they come, we're not bad kids, you know. I mean, we're good kids, but then they prove that for what they did, you know. And it bothers me because we're not bad, you know. I don't know. I mean, I feel bad because, and I know how they feel because I stole. You know, I know how they feel. It's like little tingly feeling embarrassed. You put on the spot, you know, bothers me. That's why when I heard about this, I walked away and I was like, no, I don't want to get into this. And I'm feeling bad and I'm just like, oh, this is crazy, you know, it bothers me.
How did you feel about what happened?
I hurt. Why they did that? I mean, I'm crying because I know how they feel. 'Cause I've been through it and it's embarrassing, you know. It's embarrassing. You know, because I know what their parents are going through, because my parents went through the same thing, you know what I mean?
Andrew and Warren, at this time I'd like to ask you if there's anything you want to say.
I just want to give everybody, as a whole, a sincere apology. And to tell you that I honestly wasn't thinking about others when I did this. And had I done that, knowing that this be the situation we'd all end up in, I most definitely wouldn't have done it. And, I am trying to turn my life around, and I'm gonna try and work my way back into community, and try to gain my trust back. So I'm sorry for all the hurt and stress I caused them.
Andrew, is there anything you would like to say at this time?
Sorry for choosing to end the excuse me. Sorry for choosing to end the year like this.
Okay. Lisa, what would you like from today's conference?
My main issue, my main concern is that I hope you guys really learn something from this and that you think it's a big deal and that you take the rest of your life learning from things like this.
Is there anything that you would like for them
From
to
them?
do or?
Not for me, just for themselves, to take what I said today and take that with you.
Regina, what would you like from today's conference?
I spoke to Warren. I tried to speak to both of them. I spoke to Warren about it, and I let him know how I feel about this. And he was very sincere and honest, and he did apologize, and he was very caring about it. And then right after I spoke to Warren, I went over to Andrew and tried to speak to him, but he didn't want to hear it. So I said to him, all right, whenever you're ready, please get to me. To this day, he never said a word to me.
What would you like to have from Andrew at today's conference?
I'd like to talk to him one-on-one and for him to really let me know how he feels.
Andrew, is that okay with you?
What I would like to see is a letter of apology written to some representative from the zoo. I'm not exactly sure who that would be. That I want to have sent to them, not just written and read and here it is, but to actually have it be followed through, typed up, whatever, and sent to them. And part of that needs to just include how, this behavior has impacted our relationship with them, but that we really desire to have our relationship continue, in the future. So I'd like to see both of them write that. We need leaders down the home stretch the last couple of days of school. We need people to step up to the plate and really say, and do what needs to be done. And, I'd love to see you guys work through this and get to those positions.
Is that all right with the both of you? What I want him to get out of this is just to see how badly little actions that are so negative and fast on the impulse, how much it affects everybody that's around him and how it hurts everybody individually in their own way. Besides himself, I want him to really realize anything he does in his life that is negative will really hurt anybody that's around him badly.
Anybody?
I want him to acknowledge the people that he's hurt and how.
Acknowledge.
Warren, is that all right with you? Okay.
I think he needs to get with everybody who went on the trip and apologize for what he did. And really for the embarrassment that he caused. Just, counselors, even the kids.
I have for Andrew, I have one-on-ones with Regina, especially with how he feels. Letter of an apology to zoo staff, essay or what I learned from this conference, being a leader, making better decisions, apology to Regina, and get with staff and peers and apologize and acknowledge the embarrassment on what he has done. And for Warren, I have be a leader, the same letter of an apology, which I just mentioned. How my negative actions affects and hurts people and himself, and the consequences. That could be a list or an essay. And acknowledge who was hurt and how. Well, that would be, in the essay or your list. Is there anything else that people need? Or is there any way that anybody needs to be specific with what they mentioned? Like the letters of apology, is there a date when you need that done?
Yeah, I'd like that done. What's today, Monday? Well, we'll go for Wednesday. Wednesday by the end of school, I think it should be done.
Okay. And the essay that you suggested for Warren, is there a date when you want that completed?
I want it done this week, that's for sure.
By
Friday.
Friday? Andrew, when will you start having one-on-ones with Regina? Excuse me?
Whatever.
How soon can you do that? Tomorrow. Okay, before I prepare the written agreement, I just went over to make sure that it is accurate and I've recorded things accurately. Have I done that? With Andrew and Warren, was everything accurate? Okay. Before I formally close the conference, I would like to provide everyone with a final opportunity to speak. Is there anything anyone wants to say?
Andrew, I'm just a little worried about you because normally you're not like this. I mean, are you okay? I mean, what are you feeling right now from what everyone said? Is that why you're being so quiet?
Is that what you needed, Lisa?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
I'd like to thank everybody for their contributions in dealing with this difficult matter. Congratulations on the way you worked through the issues. Please help yourself to some refreshments that are on the table. And we're going to have time to have the agreement better written out.
And then everybody can sign it.
And that's all. Okay.
Thank you.
I did, I felt like all bad for the parents.
I
Like, 'cause I said
know.
that to mine at one point, and then I look at me and I was like, oh God, I'm fine.
She's teasing me. Did you see the said? She said this is gonna be on Channel 10's news tonight.